What happened then was amazing. It was like a parting of the seas with Moses, for they backed right off. I then started to talk loudly to Mr. Burry, who would not look me in the eyes, and as he avoided me as he began to shuffle his papers. A sheriff came up to me and told me to take the conversation outside of the courtroom. All of my witnesses followed me outside, and after a discussion with Michael, we went home. When I got home, there was an unsigned court order for conduct of sale from Andrew Burry in the mail slot. This is when I received 2 visits from the RCMP, who were just doing their job. They're just doing their job by trying to get a jointer to the name and assumption and presumption on their piece of paper. You will note that one police officer tried to shake my hand. This is a trick to get you to agree to their jury. Notice how and why I refused to shake his hand. The change of locks to my home was a scare tactic, but you cannot force me to commit fraud. The house was sold, and I will not dishonor the contract of purchase and sale with Brad and Nicola. Not one court document or letter was ever signed by any of the judges who handled my file. After a second visit, I faxed a notice of appointment to 3 judges, naming the RCMP and sheriffs as my peace officer, and I never received another visit. I was able to have a beautiful garage sale, and I sold my home in peace. I am sure that the notice of appointment helped, but also I had 3 videos that filmed these 2 particular RCMP visit experiences. Understand who you are. Lift the veil of deceit and stand in truth to claim common law jurisdiction with equitable remedy by estoppel. I know it's a mouthful, and I know it's very legal, but I can teach you how to understand this. I sold my house through my notary and watched the vultures reap for a second payment to their fractional debt reserve notes, and then vanish from the banking system. Do the research and go to the court registry to look up the evidence. All you have to do is look up my name and the North Shore Credit Union. CCRA continues to mail documents to my no name, demanding me to file, and I realize that even though I abandoned the SIN number by registered notice and send statutory declarations to the Queen, the reason why I continue to be in their Admiralty Maritime jurisdiction is because of all the other government pieces of ID. This one here, BC driver's license. This one here, a health card. And this one here, a Canadian immigration certificate card. These are all tied into the social insurance number, and you are a slave to their system as long as you carry this with you. I am not a slave to anyone or anything, and I'm certainly not a subject of the Queen or the private bankers. The only piece of ID that I have on me is a passport, which is jointly served by my notarized ID without the numbers attached to it. I created this notarized ID and used it when I traveled to Ireland in the fall of the year 2006. I had to pass through the Heathrow Airport, Dublin Airport, Shannon Airport, and then I went to the Amsterdam Airport. I also ended up in Calgary Airport, Montreal Airport, and I believe Toronto Airport with this piece of ID. It's a self-made ID, and I teach you how to produce it in my workshops. Understand the word freeman, free woman, and free children. Freeman means you are tax exempt. So what's it to be? Are you a slave or a master of your own destiny? I freed myself from having registered assets in Admiralty Maritime jurisdiction by the sale of my home despite the North Shore Credit Union's and Andrew Burry's aggressive foreclosure proceedings. The reason why the pirates known by name as North Shore Credit Union and their gangster, Andrew Burry from Gowlings, could not change the locks to my home is as follows. I received no court order signed by Master Bolton. I do not consent to their jurisdiction. The RCMP officers could not create a joinder by assumption and presumption of the assumed name on their papers because I continued to claim my position as agent to the capitalized name. Watch on the film closely how many times I repeat this claim. I did not leave my private property, despite the RCMP's invitation to go to his car for a private meeting away from the cameras. And then I also had 3 video cameras filming the entire procedure. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not need guns. Use a camera as your tool to educate them. And the internet can also help you bring the truth forward. I cannot and I will not watch humanity suffer. Therefore, as an ambassador of change, I want to free our human children from bankers and tax slavery to restore peace to our sentient home known by name as Earth. I can guide you to understand this work, but I am not here to rescue you. I teach people in role-play scenarios how to appear in court as a free woman or free man, to speak as the agent for the artificial person name that they have on paper before them. In the workshop, you are asked to participate in a kangaroo court scenario. You'll be asked to respond to a door knock experience when the CCRA, FBI, CIA, CC's agent appear at your door. You'll be asked to deal with your anger and your fears. Express your voice in truth and understand that you can say no to contracts that do not benefit you. You'll be asked to cut up pretend SIN cards and government ID. When you understand how the Just Us system works, you can free yourself. The workshop is usually on the weekends because most people work during the week, but I am prepared to make exceptions for those who really want to understand this system. By condensing 19 years of legal experience and evidence into a 2.5-day intense workshop, you may have to review, and these are free, your reviews, so that you can continue on with this work. No drugs or alcohol is permitted, and anyone suspected of these infringement of this condition is refunded their money and asked to leave and will not be permitted to return. I am tired of their games, and I'm certainly not the Queen's subject or slave, because I swore no conscious oath when I got my Canadian certificate. I have not paid taxes since 1995, and they will not subpoena me to court for failure to file because CCRA owes me trillions of dollars in debt for copyright trademark name infringements. Bringing me into their jurisdiction creates further financial liability that names them as new debtors to unpaid contracts that they dishonored by their silence. I'd like to show you how you can do the same thing. On paper, I am wealthy beyond measure, and I want to share this wealth with humanity. I must create a company, but I need help. If anyone is interested in effecting change and not afraid, I need a simple credit card bookkeeping company with a mandate to balance my accounts/contracts. I want to create simple credit card contracts with people who have a deep understanding and yearning of freedom from limitations. I want this company to charge only for monthly or annual service or administration charges to produce monthly statements without usury, inflation, or taxes. Instead of direct taxes, 25% of the value of each contract would be donated to humanitarian projects, and instead of indirect taxes, 25% of the value would be donated to Earth projects. This means that each credit card contract that I create with you, 50% of the total, will benefit humanity and Earth. I created a common law jurisdiction, tax-free, user-free, inflation-free currency by name. I need a company with advanced technology to create a picture credit card and a group of people who are not afraid of bankers and their gangsters, to produce independent newspapers and TV programs that show the conspiracies so that people can be informed with the truth. So in closing, would you like to contract with me? Namaste.